My name is Kariman, and I did my presentation on and dashboard on Lord of the Rings. The trilogy is one of my favorite movies, one that I've seen countless times. And a major part of the Hobbits' lifestyle is telling stories of their adventures and their travels in the past. So I decided to make my dashboard representing kind of the key facts that Frodo would be telling his kin about his adventure during the Lord of the Rings trilogy. On this first piece, I included information about and background about the ring itself, including the location and times, such as when it was created and when it was thrown in the river where Smeagol ended up finding it. The starting location is Mordor, and I also included the piece of where all the rings came from, who else had the rings, and then of course the ring that Lord Sauron made for himself that ended up being taken and destroyed, similar to the way it was made. I included information on how many miles were walked by Frodo and Sam, ending up with 1,350 miles, which I believed would have been an important piece of information to include in his story to tell, as well as how many times Frodo ended up wearing the ring itself, as the power was very intense and it was something that was almost unavoidable at times to keep him safe. And then for background on the ring itself and on his adventure, I included information such as the number of those in the different races that he interacted with, such as the orcs and the dwarves and elves, something that would be an interesting piece to add to his story. I created a small map of some of the more important places that he did visit, as well as the highest ages of the different interactions that he had. Lifetime by race was one that I thought would be a little bit interesting to figure out, just in relation to most hobbits only know information about other hobbits, so learning different things about the men and the dwarves would be an interesting to add to the story, as well as the word cloud that I created, kind of all the different words that would come up more than others and very often in the story that Frodo would tell.